There are moments in a season that reveal a manager's intent more clearly than pages of interviews and press conferences. For Real Madrid, one substitution did exactly that. In a match that many expected to be routine, Xabi Alonso made a decision that felt like a statement: rotate, redistribute minutes, and refuse to give anyone a guarantee. Not even the player who has been the face of the team's wing play. The transfer market closed with Rodrygo staying put instead of leaving, and that simple outcome changed the dynamic. Suddenly there were two hungry Brazilians, both capable of being match winners, and a coach willing to force competition rather than protect hierarchy. The reaction from fans was immediate and visceral: surprise, talk of punishment, talk of strategy. But what matters is the signal to the squad. Alonso's approach, as he explained in his own measured way, is about reading each opponent, balancing load across a long season, and making sure players feel important whether they start or come off the bench. That philosophy might sound managerial and even prudent, but it also creates pressure. Competition is the engine that can push players to rediscover their best. It can also expose form dips and rattle confidence. That duality sits at the heart of this story. Vinicius Jr.'s recent spell has invited scrutiny, flashes of world-class brilliance offset by moments where he's not reached the same heights. Rodrygo's continued presence, the decision to keep him, becomes more than a roster note. It becomes leverage. Pundits and insiders have pointed out that Rodrygo's availability forces a response from Vinicius: either sharpen, adapt and deliver, or face more minutes on the bench. What happened in that match is instructive, because when Vinicius returned to the pitch, he immediately added energy and helped tilt momentum. Not because one player is the permanent answer, but because the team now expects contributions from both. Local columnists have argued the same point. Competition can be motivational, and seeing a teammate ready to step in naturally elevates standards. Critics read that differently, warning about locker room splits and the risk of undermining a player's confidence. Both reactions are valid. The outcome will depend on leadership, communication, and results. For Alonso, rotation is a tool to keep the squad fresh, to exploit tactical matchups, and to avoid predictable patterns opponents can exploit. For the players, it's a test of professionalism. Will Vinicius channel the challenge into refinement of decision-making and consistency, or will he let frustration creep into his play? Will Rodrygo seize minutes and stake a claim as a regular starter, or settle into a super sub role where impact is valued over continuity? These questions are not hypothetical. They have transfer market, tactical, and title race implications. If rotation keeps both players sharp, Real Madrid could have one of the most dangerous wing duos in Europe, precisely because they can be alternated or paired to suit the opponent. If rotation breeds insecurity, it could be an avoidable distraction. Fans will debate the morality of benching a star. Analysts will break down heat maps and expected goals. The club will quietly monitor training, recovery metrics, and the quieter signs of morale. This is a season-long subplot that may end in a headline-winning triumph or a mid-season controversy, but either way, it will define Alonso's first big test in charge. The one substitution that altered a single game has opened a much larger narrative. At Madrid, form, fitness, and fate are interchangeable, and no place is guaranteed. That reality will make every minute of this campaign more intense, more personal, and for spectators, far more compelling. Watch how the minutes are managed, how the key players respond when the spotlight swings between them, and how a coach's appetite for rotation reshapes not just lineups, but the identity of one of the world's most scrutinized clubs.